Pixar would never make a horror movie, so I'm taking matters into my own hands. I picked 2 Pixar movies and turned them into full horror posters. Let's start with A Bug's Life. I already had a rough sketch in mind. Instead of Harry popping out of a leaf, he's eating his way out of a human leg on a hospital bed. So I started with basic shapes first. The leg, the hole, and the severed end. Nothing fancy yet, just structure. Not sure if a severed end will ever be considered fancy, but anyways. Once the shapes were there, I started adding shadows to give the leg volume and immediately shifted the skin tone towards something colder and more lifeless. Then I cut the ant straight from the original poster and dropped him into the hole. Before even color correcting him, I added a shadow inside the leg so it felt like he was actually inside of it. After that, I darkened and desaturated the ant so he fit in the scene. Then I went back to the holes and tore them up a bit so it didn't look like a clean cut. More like flesh hanging, like something had been chewing its way through. Bad Harry. To push the dead look even further, I added a skin texture to the leg. Not just for realism, but to give that stitched together unsettling feel. Once the light direction was clear, I painted highlights on the leg and brought in the room, the hospital bed, and cleaned up anything that made the background feel cluttered. The bed looked way too clean, so I darkened it, masked the light back in, and added proper contact shadows so the legs actually felt like it was resting there. Then came the blood. On the ant's mouth, under the leg, on the bed. Alright, enough with the blood talk for a moment. Fun fact, channel membership's alive now. Just go to my channel, click join, and choose a membership if you want to support the madness. Anyways, I desaturated parts of the blood to make it feel older and added imperfections so it wasn't just blood everywhere evenly. The scene still felt too neat, so I added folds to the sheets using nothing but highlights and shadows. That part honestly made a huge difference. From there, it was all about decay, grunge on the walls, dirt on the floor, blood smears in the background, a bloody handprint on the door like someone tried to escape and didn't make it. More specifically, the person being eaten. I finished it off with fog, particles, a camera raw filter, and turned the logo red. And that's A Bug's Life if Pixar completely lost control. Like this video if you don't want your leg eaten tonight. Thank you! Now for the second poster, Ratatouille, but I gave the story a bit of a twist. I started by drawing the rat from scratch. No shortcuts, just shapes. This part is repetitive, so let's just snap our fingers and voila! Shapes. Once the base was there, I built it up with shadows and then added a rat fur texture and slowly sculpted the face. Teeth went in next, then the eyes, and then even more shadows until the rat actually felt 3-dimensional. I reused the ear to save time, added highlights, and gave the nose a pinkish tone at first with proper nostrils and depth. The idea here was simple. The rat isn't just pulling hair anymore, he's controlling him. And in this movie, he's not cooking, at least not animal meat. Once the rat was somewhat done, I added a tail wrapping around Linguini's neck and replaced the hair pulling idea with something way worse. Cords. Like a puppet master. I painted holes into Linguini's forehead, added flesh textures inside of him, and ran cords from the rat's hands straight into his brain. Linguini still didn't fit the scene, so I reworked him completely. Darkened him, saturated him, and then painted the light back in manually. The hard edges on the rat didn't look good, so I painted individual hairs and softened the silhouette. Then I removed Linguini's eyes, turned them white, and gave the rat smaller pupils with red corners to push that evil look. To finish it off, I added an arm, a knife, blood on the blade, more blood on the shirt. I locked everything together with a camera raw filter. Then I added the logo and made it red. And that's Ratatouille if the rat was never the hero. If you made it this far, there's a link in the description to my Discord, and that's where I post updates, run challenges, and where you can actually request future videos. And if you want more of this, you might want to watch this video right here.